Well, hello everybody. That's right. It's Keith. That's me right here, the one and only with Keith's Custom Wood Creations. Hey, listen, I'm here and I'm glad that you clicked on the button to check out this video. You must like what you saw. What? You see it? Yeah, it's right there. That right there, I just built that. Man, it's a basket weave design that I did on some oak, put some hinges on it, coated it with some Rubio Monaco. Man, this thing is phenomenal. It keeps the splashing of anything on that brick, but it keeps a nice, beautiful look. You want to know how to build it? I'm about to show you. We got our stock in the shop. I've got my pattern laid out. I've got 4 pieces of oak that I'm going to use for this project. And I'm going to show you how to cut all this up and put it together. And it's going to be about 3 feet wide and about 17 inches tall. This is going to be fun. Y'all hang with me, follow with me through this, and I think you'll enjoy it when it's all said and done. So we're going to cut these boards down. We're going to create like a basket weave kind of look. It's going to have like your rounded off edges. The boards on the side are going to be about an inch, now let's say about 7/8 thick. And then you're going to have 3/4 inch squares that are going to be all inserted in here. And it's going to be like this, about 3 feet wide, about 17 inches tall. Let's get the cutting, guys. All right, we're over here at the chop saw. I've got it measured out to about 17 inches. We're going to cut all these down. So what we're going to do is we want to cut our 1-inch strips and get as many as we can in here. We're going to do a bunch of cross ones too, so we're just having fun. Here we go. Right there at 17, we got our table saw right about the 7/8. All right. All right, come on, hold on. There it goes. Batteries must be getting weak. There you go. All right. We got a lot of our pieces right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to round off all these edges on here. We're going to stage up. I need to cut a bunch of the 3-inch squares now, but I want to get all these cut first. I'm kind of placing it out where I'm at with the 3-inch squares, so I can have an idea on how much I'm going to be needing to make. Now we've got a bunch of squares and we got a bunch of straight pieces of wood that are 17 inches long. Now we've got to put it all together piece by piece. Actually, we're going to do a little bit of roundovers on the top of this. I'm going to show you guys how I did that, okay? All right. Hey, I've got my old Bosch tool right here. Got a round over bit in it. And we're going to round over all these boards. It's a lot to do. Here we go. how that's going to give you a nice little round over edge on there. It's going to get a nice finish to it. We got to sand this down a little bit more, but that's what we're doing. And we got to do that to all these boards right here. It's a lot of fun, but I'm going to spare you guys, and I'm not going to make y'all watch it. But hey, when you see me next time, they'll all be done. And just like that, they're all rounded over. Every one of them. Boy, that was the fastest job I've ever done. That was like it was lightning speed. But hey, now that we got those rounded off, I'm gonna go ahead and place these. I still gotta cut them and round again because you got to do the sides too. You know, this ain't all of it, but this is a lot of the work. So just kind of showing you where I'm at and where everything's going, man. This is fun, isn't it? Are y'all having fun? I hope y'all learned something. When this thing gets done, it's gonna look phenomenal. All right, guys, now we're over here at the table saw again. I've got my sled out that I built a while back. Nice little sled that comes in handy cutting small pieces of trim. You don't have to put your fingers all on the blade. Use this right here. So I'm going to cut these pieces up for you just so we start showing you how this thing's coming to life. Where you take one down, you pass it around, 99 blocks of wood on the wall. All right. It is early American. It is early. I'm actually out in the shop a little early today. But we're going to put some early American stain on this beautiful oak wood. If I don't make a mess of it. Basically, we're going to take it and I'm gonna make it turn out like this. A little bit of this, a little bit of this, put some color. Make sure you get the ends good. All right, so after that, little white. Well, see, it's beautiful. Just beautiful, I tell you. That's gonna look real nice lined up with the darker accents in the middle of it. Guys, we're getting so close to putting this thing together. It's like really coming to life. Man, the contrast, I've got most of the early American, well, actually got all the early American done. I've got the Jocko bean on some of them. Look at the contrast that's going to put out there. Very, very nice. With the bevel edges on there like that, it's going to look real nice and clean. But I've got a few things done over here. I'm going to stain some more. I've got blocks I got to finish up the Jocko bean. But I want to probably just kind of piece everything together just to make sure that it all looks good before I finalize all these squares and that inside there. So we're going to put this thing and kind of get a sample put together, and then we're going to go from there. And then we'll put the rest of the Jocko bean stain on, and then really start gluing this thing together and making something out of nothing come. It's almost like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. Just to kind of give you an idea on how things are starting to look on this thing. You see the pattern, and it's real important when you put this wood. See, you got the grain that runs that way. you got to make sure you put this and make sure you match it all the way across. You don't want grain running up and down. So that's one of those key things to look for when you do woodwork, to make sure you have a consistency as far as pattern, so it makes it look like it's continuous. All right, we got all the Jocko bean squares done. Boy, that was a lot of sanding, I tell you what. And then now we've got our inset with the American Eagle stain on it. Looks very nice. Kind of see what the contrast is going to look like. There you go. And now I'm going to start putting this stuff together. So I got the 45s here. I created it. Now y'all starting to see, like, wow, this thing's coming together. Got to cut the other side here, but just to kind of get my spacing. Making these look really, really good together. They'll all sand down and come together. It's gonna look nice. All right, now we got the back on to the panel. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So I got that on, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flush trim bit all the way around and kind of smooth off the edges. Here we go. All right, now the fun part. Put all the glue down. Now we got to transform that into here and then complete the job. Man, this thing's turning out awesome. That's some crazy stuff, man. This thing's gonna look real, real nice. All right, look, the hard part is all done. I've got it all put together now. I haven't installed it. But now the fun, look, I made some pretty cool legs. I freehand them. I didn't use a template. I just said, you know, what would kind of look neat in there? And I said, well, let's just start drawing. So I did, and I started sanding and kind of got this shape right here. I mean, what do you think? Put some legs on the side of that to hold that up. I think that's going to look really, really nice. We got some magnets I'm going to flush mount in the back that are going to click in there to hold them to the board. But other than that, got some hinges on the back. But we're going to trace this and you guys get to watch me. So right now I've got another piece here. Unless I made my template, I've got some double-sided tape that I'm going to put on here. That way it holds it to the board while I do all my cuts. Because I'm just going to trim it. Get this tape off of here. Man, I tell you what, come on now. Quit being all hard up with me. That's what I'm talking about. You got to talk to this stuff sometimes. It'll work for you. All right. This is some pretty good double-sided tape. It's X-Fasten, really high grade. Hold your wood pieces together while you trim them out. So I'm just making a copy of what I've already made and built right here. So we're going to take and put it on top of here. And basically just lock it all down, make it all nice and tight. All right. Well, we don't need any of that. All right. So basically, there we go. Now we're going to take my flush trim bat and we're going to cut this out and trace it out, guys. Let me get my tool and let's make this happen. All right, so we're over at the bandsaw, so I'm not just going to take and cut all this out. I'm going to cut along the edges and get as close as I can, and then I'm going to take my bit and just come down here and flush it and be all good to go. Here we go. We use the old good old bandsaw. All right, flush trim bit time, baby. We got the bit on there. Get my bits from Bits and Bits. Look, I ain't sponsored by any of this stuff I use, by the way. I hadn't really said that in any of my videos. I'm just a new guy on the block, just trying to have some fun in the wood shop. So I'm gonna do some trimming around here, and we're gonna make this thing look just like the other one. All right, so now they're all cut. I'm gonna put a little bit of an curved edge on here, just to kind of give it a nice finished look to it. You'll see, it's gonna turn out really nice, kind of give it a nice soft look to it. All right, now I've got them all sanded. I've got the edges all rounded. How's that look, guys? It look pretty nice? I'm ready to put it on there and see how they really turn out, but I gotta put some stain on this, and then we'll be putting them together. Look, we're almost done with this build. This thing is coming together, and I'm getting very, very excited for the finished product. I cannot wait to see what it's gonna look like put in the house, behind the stove, and just hopefully it's everything that they want. Guys, here we go. All right, we're putting the hardware on. Got the hinges and that installed. Little trick, what I do is, these hinges were kind of like a last minute just change. So, all right. Looking good, looking good. All right, so when they're shut, I have a little bit of an issue, but I don't know if it's an issue, but I kind of like the look of it. I've got the little screws because I went with a different hinge. So these screws came through because I was using just a 1/2 inch versus probably a 3/4 inch, which is probably what I should have used. But it does the job. What I'm going to do is I'm going to file these down. You see right here, you got 3 little screws that come through. No big thing. We take care of that here. We just file away a little bit, but it kind of gives it that little rustic look. That farmhouse style with the bolts and all that good stuff. It'll smooth them up. You won't even feel it. No, little filing can't fix. Oh yeah, putting on that old Rubio Monocoat. That's some good stuff right here. I don't care what you say. A Rubio Monocoat. Put a glaze all over that. It's already coming to life. You see the grain popping out. Y'all hear that rain out there? Man, it's storming over here. But you know what? That don't stop me from working. I'm in the shop. I like rainy days. They get a lot of things done, it seems like. Now we got it all sitting there. So I'm gonna take another cloth and we're gonna wipe it off. Oh yeah, man, this thing is looking beautiful. Man, look. Just look at the grain. Look at everything popping out here. The little weave, the basket weave kind of style effect. Nice farmhouse look. Man, we're gonna put this thing in and install it here in just a second, see what it looks like. Y'all about to see it for the first time, just like me. Well guys, there it is. It's all done. Now you know how I did it. Listen, hey, if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, do all those good things. Hey, best of all, leave a comment. If you like it, man, tell me what you think about it. I'd love to hear from you guys out there. Once again, you guys, hey, it's Keith right here at Keith's Custom Wood Creations. Y'all look out for the next video, because there'll be another one coming.